Good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday the 1st of October 2025. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jenny McCormac and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that's here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are joining live, then don't hesitate to pop in a comment and let me know that you're watching. It's always nice to know who's joining in with us. Sometimes my phone tells me who's there and sometimes it doesn't. So do say hi. If you're watching on catch up or replay, either here on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, then a warm welcome to you too. And if you have any questions as to what we're using or what we're doing or any of my other services, then don't hesitate to pop a comment in the comment section and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Something different for this morning. Our Wednesday morning sessions tend to focus on our online exclusive products which don't appear in a catalogue, or our kits. And I used a kit last week, and in fact I finished all of the cards shortly after. It's this lovely kit here. Appreciate it's quite big, so it's difficult to see. Good morning, Caroline. I'm very good, thank you. I'm all in one piece after our adventures yesterday. I'll tell everybody about it in a bit. So this kit makes 10 cards and it has 10 envelopes to go with it, and it also features this lovely little storage box which can be used for storing the cards, but you can also use it as a desk organizer if you wish. And I'll show you some of the designs here. It's just really pretty. So I made most of these as thank you cards because I always need thank you cards for my customers and team. So there we go. So there's those 5 and then they make 10 altogether. So 2 of each. I can put those back. And lovely envelope. So that's what we did last week, and I'm waiting on a new kit to come. In fact 3 new kits were released today, the 1st of October. Stampin' Up released new kits each month and they're available whilst stocks last. Now this kit is actually a scrapbooking kit. Now for those of you that know me, I don't do any scrapbooking. I'm very much a card maker, but I was gifted this scrapbook kit when I was on the incentive trip to Disney World earlier this year, and I thought I'm not going to make it into a scrapbook because I just don't do them. I don't know why, I just don't. So what I thought I would do is change it into some cards. So let me show you the components, of which there are plenty. Now this has been opened and moved around, so I apologise, it's all a little bit chaotic. But first of all, we have these 6x4 inch cards, and these would make great layers for standard greetings cards. So we've got dots, we've got flowers, we've got a grid, and obviously these would be very much used for placeholders for photographs and journaling. So I'm just going to flick through some of these. We've got dots, stripes, flowers and leaves in lots of colours. We've got, this is nice, and this would be perfect with just a big sentiment on. That large happy birthday, for example. So I'm going to make some cards using these. I have no preconceived idea as to what I'm going to do. So there's a stack of cards. Then we have the scrapbook sheet. So these are 12 by 12 inch papers. So this would make 6 cards if you cut it in half and then in thirds. So effectively 6 inches by 4. We cut it slightly down for A4 card, like card bases, but you've got these fantastic designs. So this would make 3 really nice card bases, and in fact what you could do is cut these and have it as a complete base. So I'll show you how to do that. We also have a whole series of die cuts. So I say these are all out of order, so I do apologise. So all of these little panels pop out. You've got these fabulous die cuts. So we've got the globe, we've got a bicycle, we've got a camera, typewriter, lots of flowers, strawberries, and then we're back to some of the papers, or card I should say, because it's quite thick card. So like a Hessian design, stripes, dots. Now these are all single-sided. So you could use these as base cards, but you could also use them as layers for stamping on and designing. So that's those. Then we have more die cuts. So we have lots of foliage and leaves. And these are stickers. So they're self-adhesive on the back, so you can literally just carefully peel them away and stick them onto your projects. And then we have some words, and these come in French, English, and I suspect probably German somewhere in there. So if you know anybody who is French or whatever, some of the words obviously would translate. Souvenirs is not quite the same spelling, is it? And then we've got these in English, so they're not always a direct translation, okay, if it doesn't make any sense. So currently loving the little things. So very much designed for scrapbooking, but there'd be nothing to stop you using these on cards. So like your hello, today, live, on this, well, on this day would even work for a birthday card. And these are all stickers as well. Okay, so we've got so far 2 of those. We then got more die cut tags. And I'll say, I'm sorry, this is all of it, bits and pieces. It's obviously got thumb through. More backing card, and then these pieces here you could just literally cut into strips and add them onto your card base. And there's more of those, more stripes. That's the German one there. And then in the kit we also have some glue dots and some self-adhesive tape. So let's make some cards from the kit. So I did quite fancy using this one to start with. So it comes in a nice 12 by 12 inch box. I'm just going to grab my trimmer. So what I'm going to do is cut this at 10.5 centimetres, like so. And then what I want to do is let me just see if that would go 14.85. It will. So what I'm going to do is score here at 14.85, and then trim off the excess. So that becomes my card base. Like so. So I've got a nice funky card base. Hopefully you can see that okay. And let me see, let's grab another couple. So I've got this one, the strips. I'm going to cut some of those up. And I'm going to use some of these. I think I want to use this bicycle because it's very cute. So what I'm looking is what I want for the background. And some sheets here. Too busy. Might work with that. I'm just going to pop this one out. So you just want to lift it gently. I've just got those little flowers on, which is quite cute. Quite nicely, and then layer that onto this as a base card. So I'm going to trim this one down. Let's do that. So I'm going to trim this to 10.5, which is our standard card base. Now obviously you would need to add envelopes to this. Going to score at 14.85, which would be our normal center panel. Fold that in half and just cut off that excess like so. I do like the colours in this, I have to say. So this panel I'm going to cut down to be 10 centimetres high, so I'm going to take a little bit. Don't need to take much off actually, it's not far off, but I might make this 9.5. And then trim this to 13.85. There we go. And there. Okay, so that panel goes onto there, and then we've got our bicycle. Like that. And I've deliberately cut this opening sideways so that fits that. And then I could add my own sentiment. Now, because there's plenty of bits of card, even just the bits I've trimmed off can be used for sentiments, or if there's a background card that you don't like as much, you could just use the back of that, for example. Just going to see what else I've got in that colourway. I think I want to do a sort of floral one as well. So let's put this one together. So I'm just going to adhere this panel. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals and maybe add a small happy birthday in here. So grab a bit of glue, So Caroline, just to let you know, the car was recovered all right this morning. They came and collected it. We had a breakdown on my car last night on the way home. I'm going to put this one down here. So now I await the news from the garage. Okay, I'm going to pop that on there, on some dimensionals. And then I can add a sentiment. You could easily match this with the sets of wording, so that if you didn't have any stamps, you could make a lot of cards with this and just use some of the words with the die cut pieces. I might put a supporting piece in here like so. So just peel these off. It's very dull and grey this morning compared to our beautiful day yesterday, which is why I've got my lights on this morning. Okay, nearly there. Trying to get that relatively central and straight. There's that. So we can add a happy birthday or a congratulations, celebrate. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do a more possibly masculine card with the camera. Well, who knows, Caroline? It is what it is, isn't it? Okay, so we've got some dots here. That's quite fun. Oh, I've got pink stripes. Quite like the dots. And I think I want to use this on something else as well. Or we could go with the, oh, too many choices. Okay, let me know what you think. So we've got a choice of the dots, the stripes, or the little grey dots. I'm quite liking this because this seems to make it stand out a bit more. But let me know if you think any differently. And I've got to use the, take this out. And obviously I'm going to have to do one with the flowers at least. Not sure which flowers I'll use. These little flowers here would look perfect in the corner as well if you wanted. Okay, so let me know, do you think grey dots, stripes, or the big yellow dots? I think I'm favouring these. Oh, there's that one there. It's a little bit too light for my liking. Dots, says Caroline. Okay. So I'm going to go with that and that. Let's grab a base. Let's see. is quite nice, this sort of neutral one here, and there's a nice yellow hello on this sheet. Let's go with that. I haven't used any tags or anything yet either. So you could really just sit down for an afternoon and sit and create a whole stack of cards from this particular kit. So that should, yeah, I was going to say I could just score it at 6 and then cut the excess off both. And because these are single-sided card layers, you've got the white on the inside, which is perfect. There we go. So I've got that, which matches my camera. This one I'm going to trim down as a layer. And I'm just going to take it from the side and the bottom. I'm not worrying too much about the pattern. Could make that a little bit smaller. Yes. I'll take another ½ centimetre off. So it's, for us in the Stampin' Up community, it's the start of a brand new Stampin' Up year, which is the 1st of October. So we have lots of special offers to get you started for the year. There's a great joining offer, so if you want to join part of our team, then I have to say it's the best ever offer in the 15 years I've been a demonstrator. The best one I've come across. So you have two choices. You can join for just £35 instead of £99, and you get to choose £130 of product. So it doesn't matter what it is, so you could choose one of the new die cut embossing machines. You could stack up with papers, cardstock, other essentials. So £130 of your choice for just £35, which is just amazing. And then the other option, which is at the other end of the scale, is £99, which would be our normal fee, and you get £194 of products. So it really is a good deal. And when you join as a demonstrator, you become part of our Creative Gems team. You become part of our wider team called the Pinkies, but also a huge Stampin' Up community worldwide. So as well as getting products at a discount, you'll get to see products before they're released. I've got my hello. You get the opportunity to go to Stampin' Up events, both here in the UK and worldwide. So if you are interested in that, then just send me a message and I can talk you through the options. Right, so I've got my little hello here that I want to use because it's yellow and matches. And I'm just thinking, I want to put it on a, oops, let me just drop that down. I want to put it on a darker strip so it stands out. So let's hold fire here and here. It's because I was talking too much. Come on. find some of those strips that are on here. So there's this one. Quite like this stripy. Oh, or the dotty. I'm going to get that off me. There we go. Or this dot. Or this plain one. Too many choices. Okay. So I'm just going to cut these down. That's the easiest thing to do. Then I can see what I'm doing. So there's one option. That one I think would be too plain. I've got the plain yellow I could use. But I don't think that's going to help my yellow sentiment, is it? And you don't have to use these in the width that you see them. You could cut them down. And I've got this one here. Right. Let's see what they look like to start with. So good morning to anyone who has joined us since we started this morning. I think that's too much. That would work. And if I put my camera, it's under here, isn't it? No, it's attached itself to something. Okay, I'll find it in a second. I quite like that on there. So I'm going to put it here, which will give me space either side to either cut it like that or like that. And now I need to find my camera piece. Which will be attached to something. Okay, folks. Where did it go? I sort of knew when I put that down face up with the dimensional stuck to it that it was probably going to get caught on something. Oh dear. Right, let's have a quick look. If not, I will leave that until I find it again, because it will be here somewhere. Oh, that's crazy, Jenny. No, nowhere in sight. But I know it is here, so that's what comes of putting your dimensionals on the back and taking the backings off. Okay, right, so I'm going to leave this one until I find my camera, which is going to fit on there. It was sort of similar to this, wasn't it? So, okay. 1.5. done. Now I really like this, so I'm going to pick up some of the flowers, and you never know, I might find my piece in the meantime. So I've got this one here, which I'm going to pull out. Like so. And the yellow one as well. You know I'm going to spend the rest of the day looking for that, don't you? How crazy. Right, let's see. We haven't used a tag yet either, so I'd quite like to do that. It's a bit big for a tag, isn't it? Oh, I did pick up this one, didn't I? Oh, they're all a bit big. No, that's too much. Okay. So this is a frame. Let's have a look at this one. Could be under the bike card. No. It was facing up here on the right hand side, so what I might do is watch the video back, and that might tell me where it is. Okay, no, that doesn't work on there. Right. Okay, let me see. So we haven't used this one yet, have we? I did right to start with. It's a bit overpowering. This is that. Okay. Now I've got this pink and 2 sheets of pink here. Down there. Right. So I'm going to go for this pretty pink here. And I've got stripes and I've got dots. I think I'm going to go for the dots. I rather like those. And I could use that either as the base card, or I could cut a panel out and put it onto here. I think I'm going to do it as the base card. Just because there is so much card in here that you might as well use this up. But if you wanted to make it go further, you could definitely use card bases that you've already got, or make card bases and just layer this up if you wanted to. So I'm going to score this at 14.85. That looks, oh no, it is right. I think it's just an optical illusion. It looked narrower than I thought it was. Okay, so there's our card base. And I've cut it this way, but actually I should have cut it the other way, but this will be fine. So I want this to go on here, and I just want to layer it up. Oh, stripes as well. Almost too many options, really. Let me see what I've got in here. I hovered on that one, but I don't like the grey. But I have got the foliage stickers. I can find them. And I've got Smile in that pink here. So let's see. Oh, I've even got pink foliage here, or the grey. So green. Let's have a look. Just going to peel this away. So these are stickers, but they are beautifully cut. So the thing is, you want to let them relax onto your paper if you can. Let me show you that one. Not sure you can see much of it on that. As a contrast, let's put this one on as well. Like so. And then this is going to go on top, and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, and then my Smile is going to go on the bottom, and I might pop that on a strip. So I could do with this green or something. Let me see if there's a green strip. I've got pink dots, I've got flowers, I've got blue. What else did I cut out? I've got this one, that's the wrong blue. It might work. And I can make it narrower if I need to. And then let's put Smile on there. Now obviously you could use your own sentiments. So I'm going to put this, let's pop that little piece out there. So these are laser cut, these ones. Just need to poke it out. Come on. There we go. So again, I'm just doing this in from the edge so that I can decide where to trim it. Sorry, you can hardly see that, can you? It says Smile. So I'm going to put this on here, but I'm going to trim it down a little bit more. I've got my lights on really bright, so it does wash the colour out a little. So you can keep all these little pieces here if you wish, because you can use those to decorate the inside. In fact, that's what I'll do. I'll put that across there. So this is going to go up on dimensionals, and this one what I'm going to do is trim it here to place it down, and then I'll just cut the other side. Let me move that out of the way. Still looking for my camera, which will turn up somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to trim this to this edge here, and I know actually that the width of that card is going to be 10.5 centimeters. So that I can attach that there. So let's pop this up on dimensionals and not lose it in the meantime. There it is. Oh no, that's the typewriter. I found it then. So crazy, isn't it? So just loading this up with some dimensionals. There we go. And then I'm going to put my smile on underneath when I place this. So just move that over because I want to be able to see those pieces behind. Let me lift that up so you can see it. Hopefully. Might take those lights down a little. Might see it a little bit better then, colour wise. Okay, so this one I'm going to put down with some glue. And then I'll affix the offcut on the inside as well. Just going to put that straight would be good, like that. And then this offcut might as well go on the inside, like so. And I could just manually cut that. Perfect. I've moved my camera again, so it's in a slightly different place. Okay. Actually, smile would have been good with the camera, wouldn't it? Of course. Okay. So there we go with our flower on. You could add embellishments to that. If you wanted to make it a little bit darker, you could use your blends pens to colour it in if you wanted to. So we've got this one here. We've got our bicycle. We will have our camera on there at some point when I find it. In the meantime, I'm just going to put that. And we had our hello going across there. So just imagine that's a camera. That's how that one's going to go. And let's do one more. I'm going to use this flower, I think. Thank you, Caroline. Oh, that was pretty as well. That would have worked lovely with that die cut. As with the green, a lot of choices. Let's see, these hearts are rather nice as well. I really want to use a tag for something. That works quite nicely too. So I need a card layer behind it, and this blue one that I used would work well. Here. So let's do that. .85 by 10.5 centimeters. There we go. Oh, and I need to cut this one down, won't I? I'll get that way round. That would be better. Too many choices. Right, let's do this one. And I'll stop at that point because you can see how it's all going to go together. So, so I'm just trimming this down effectively, so I've got 1/2 centimetre layer on our base card here, like that. Is that what I was going to use? No, that one. Oh dear, it's time for coffee, I think. Right, 1 and 2. So the purpose of this session this morning was to show you that our scrapbooking kits can be used to make cards as well, obviously, as scrapbook pages. Now, with any of these, you could add your own details. So you could add Wink of Stella to this. You could use a blending brush around the outside. You could use watercolour pencils to add more depth of colour to this. You could add blends pens to add more colour. So don't think that you need to use it exactly as is. You could cut it up into strips. So I could have a panel of 3 with this on top if I wanted to. So lots, yeah, just infinite options really. And hopefully I will find my camera. I can't even see it on the dog. Okay, so I've used this card base, and what you could do with all of the pieces of card is cut them into card bases. So each piece of card would make potentially 3 card bases. You might have to have them very slightly narrower because these are 12 inches, so they would be effectively 6 by 4. Right, that's here. Let's move these little pieces out of the way, and I want something to anchor that down with. Let's see. Bear with me, I'm just flicking through. Oh, I found it. I knew I would. Here it is. Attached to the back of the French sticker sheet. Now, the best thing to remove this, would you believe, is like dental floss, and that is to, a bit like you do with when you're cutting cheese, is to put it underneath here and then slide it down to release it. Now you might be surprised to hear that I don't actually have dental floss on my craft table. So what I'm going to do, if I can see a blade, is to just run my blade down through it. Bear with me 1 second. I have got my take your pick tool somewhere. So this is how to release a stuck die cut. What you don't want to do is lift this up. You want to peel the backing away. Now actually this is quite a what's the word? Quite a glossy backing, but I'm just holding this and then running my knife behind. Needless to say, this blade isn't very sharp. Okay. This is a good lesson in how not to do things, isn't it? Okay. 1, 2. Let's release this one. Find the next one. And obviously I'm doing this in a bit of a hurry, so normally it would take a little bit more time and care. That's all of those, and swivel that off if you can. There we go. Whew! Saved. Right, in the meantime I was looking for something to go across there. So there is a tag. Don't want to cover too much of it up. That is the problem. So let's see. What else I might have. Anything else on my die cuts? Nope. Okay. I could use this foliage. Let's see, that's my sentiments. Right, now this is a frame, but the green does rather match, so let's go with that. Got the yellow stripes as well. No, I want green. Okay, let's take this out. So the frame itself will be too big for this card, obviously. So all I'm going to do is trim this. And if I trim it this way, then I've got more length on either side that I can use. So I'm going to just trim this with my scissors. like so. So that means I could cut this as well. So now I've got 4 pieces that I can use. And so what I want to do is, hopefully you can see that, is position that either just on my paper or across the whole card, so that I can anchor that like so. I think I'm going to put it across the whole card and then just trim off the excess with my scissors. Not to lose my camera again. So this is going to go on here. I want it a fair way along, like so. It's going to go onto there. There's my excess here. There's Woody back from his trip, like that. Like so. This is going to go up with dimensionals. If I can find them. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Gosh, I have gone on a long time. Sorry, everybody. Thank you, Joe. Sorry, I'm videoing.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
I saw you get your car collected, so you're all good. Alright.
Thank you, Joe. Cheers. Okay, so that's going to go onto there, like so. I can finish my camera now. Here he is. So let's put that like so. Need to bring it down a little bit. Or yes, hello Woody. Let me have a look. Oh, goodness me. Excuse me. Just need to move the rest of the kit out of Woody's way. Okay, so I've got hello here, and I'm going to do that, I think. So what I'm going to do is stick this down and then trim this off either side. So I'm going to put glue on, yeah, glue on here. There we are. And I want it as close into that card as I can get, really. And I'm trying to get that fairly straight. Like that. Okay, just a good amount of pressure, and then I'll trim it off. And then I think we're done. There we go. There is one. Here is the other one. So I'm using the scissors against the edge of the card so I don't cut in too far. So there's my hello on there. And my camera then can overlap it slightly, and I will need to replace these dimensionals. So just peeling these off. That one. Just take the worst of it off. Pop some more on and we're done. There we go. And one there. Alright, next time, Jenny, don't peel the backings off until you're ready. And if you do, put it somewhere safe. And that one. Looks a bit messy on the back, but nobody else is going to know. So there we go. Whew, made it. There is our camera card. Hopefully you can see that. I appreciate the hello doesn't stand out so much on the camera, but you can hardly see it that I can see, but it does stand out in real life. There we go. So we've got this one, we've got the flower, and I'll add a small thank you sentiment to that. We've got the cute little bicycle, and we've got the pink petal pink flower, and loads more. So I think what I will probably do is cut some of these up for cards, and I'll also cut some of these up for card layers. So for example, something like this can be used for card layers for our standard size cards, and then use up the rest of the die cuts as well, and all of these panels can also be used for layering, so you do get a lot in the pack. So thank you. I didn't use that one. I will make something with that next. Thank you for bearing with me today when it was a little bit chaotic. I appreciate your support. So 1st of October, brand new Stampin' Up year. We have 3 new kits, so I'll be featuring one of those next week. And we also have a new Advent crafting kit. So that is 12 days of crafting, and behind each hidden door for 12 days there's a fantastic crafting gift. So mine is due to arrive, and I will be opening that in a series of 12, but I will show you the outside and then watch this space for details of what's in it. The actual kit includes a stamp set, and each of the windows has something different, whether they're dies, whether they're papers, embellishments, ribbon. We'll find out together. So thank you so much. Apologise for a little bit of a messy morning, shall we say, but we got there. It's 11:11, which is always a good sign. Thank you so much for joining me. Do take care and keep crafting. Actually, it's not 11:11. That is on my clock in front of me, but not the real time. So thank you so much. Do take care. Bye for now. Oh, thanks, Scylla. I hadn't spotted you join us. Thank you so much.